From the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, it's time for Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl.
Welcome to the Collins Aerospace Studio here at the Nordloff Center. This is Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl, and I'm Greg Peterson. We've got another matchup for you today, and let's dive in and meet our teams right away, beginning with the Boylan Titans. This is year 12 for Boylan in State Line Quiz Bowl. We've had them every season, and a year ago, I believe it was just a single question that kept them out of the second round. So they're looking to get back on it today. Crystal, let's meet your team.
Hi, my name is Crystal. I'm the captain of the Boylan Quiz Bowl team. On my left is Jacob, on my right is Ryan, and on my far right is Henry.
Welcome back. And facing off against them tonight, another team that is 12 out of 12 for competing in State Line Quiz Bowl, the Christian Life Eagles. Although the Eagles are on a little bit better run of success lately, I believe you found yourself in the second round or better in 4 straight years now. So you're looking to keep that going, and Boylan's looking to stop the streak. Kylie, let's meet your team.
Hi, my name's Kylie. I'm the captain. On my left is Savannah, and on my far left is Nora.
Welcome to you as well. Also for the folks at home, despite the fact that these schools are local rivals and that they've each been here all 12 years, this is the first matchup that we've ever had between Boylan and Christian Life. Let's go ahead and get started with the buzz-in round, which is powered by IBEW NECA. We're on the buzzer here, individual answers, 10 points for each right answer. Good luck, both teams. Here we go. What song, whose second verse opens, "I'm cliche, who cares," has a bridge that ends with the scream, "I told you so," and is a 2024 hit by Chappell Roan? That's Kylie.
Good luck, babe.
Is correct. That's 10. What actress, who both wrote and performed on the shows Big Mouth and Dickinson, won a 2024 Emmy for playing sous chef Sydney Adamu on The Bear? That's time. That's Iowa Debris there. I also recommend her Letterboxd account. What author, whose 23 tales include a picture book about 2 bad mice, described a thieving brother of Flopsy and Mopsy in The Tale of Peter Rabbit? Time there. That one's by Beatrix Potter. Next question. In a 2024 film, what title character uses the power of the Chaos Emeralds to defeat a rival named Shadow? That is Ryan.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Is correct. What central text of Rabbinic Judaism contains the Mishnah, which sets down formerly oral laws, and the Gemara, a body of commentary? That's time. That's the Talmud there. Next question. At what battle was Johann Rall killed while fighting Americans who had crossed the Delaware River in 1776 to attack his army near New Jersey's capital? Crystal.
The Battle of Trent?
No, sorry. That's time. Crystal, you're right on track there, but it's Trenton. Extra syllable. Next question. What British Royal Navy officer died while leading the Terra Nova expedition, which reached the South Pole in January of 1912? It's time. That's Robert Falcon Scott, reached the South Pole but then died before making it back. What city is the least populous U.S. state capital, is named after a city in France, and is close to the Green Mountains in central Vermont? Kylie?
Montpelier.
Is correct. In what country did Dick Skov become prime minister in July 2024, while his predecessor, Mark Rutte, became Secretary General of NATO? Jacob?
Denmark.
No, sorry. And I was done with the question. It's time. It's the Netherlands. They're Dutch. What author of The Structure and Distribution of Coral Reefs wrote a book drawing on his time on the HMS Beagle entitled On the Origin of Species? Jacob?
Darwin.
Yes. What type of stellar remnants are maintained by electron degeneracy pressure and must have masses no larger than the Chandrasekhar limit? Time, I'm afraid. Those are white dwarfs there. What company, whose profits financed a mystery house in San Jose, used the tagline, "The gun that won the West," to sell its namesake repeating rifle? That's Crystal.
The Winchester Mystery House?
That's right, yeah, Winchester's the company, that's the mystery house. Well done. In 2004, Iraqi-born Zaha Hadid became the first woman to win the Pritzker Prize in what artistic profession? Crystal?
Painting?
No, sorry, and I was done with the question. Kylie?
Writing.
No, architecture is what you get the Pritzker Prize for. So we're off to a close start here. We got Boylan with 30 and Christian Life with 20, heading into our first break. We'll see you in a moment. Welcome back. It's time for today's volleyball rounds, where we're going to see these teams working as teams instead of just as collections of players. But before we get there, I'd like to thank today's judge. That's Dr. Tim Anderson, who recently retired as a philosophy professor from Kishwaukee College. Dr. Anderson, thank you, as always, for your help. Teams, we know how this works. We know that we need all the answers coming from the captains, and we know that we're going to trade off, beginning with Boylan. Boylan, what European microstate within the Apennine Mountains is sometimes described as a most serene republic? No, sorry, it's San Marino. Christian Life. What author wrote about the fictional book, The 26 Malignant Gates, in a novel about 4 Chinese families who play mahjong, the Joy Luck Club? Time, that's Amy Tan. Boylan, what 8-word question opens Shakespeare's 18th sonnet, which is addressed to a lovely and temperate person whose eternal nature shall not fade?
To be or not to be?
No, it's shall I compare thee to a summer's day is how that one starts. Christian Life? What force has a residual form carried by pions that holds together atomic nuclei, is mediated by gluons, and is more powerful than the weak force? Despite being a physics question, it really is called the strong force. Boylan, in what country did U.S. troops leave Clark Air Base after the 1991 eruption of Mount Pinatubo?
Manila?
Sorry, we're looking for the country there, and it's the Philippines. Christian Life. What puzzle can be solved using the CFOP method, officially has its blue and green centers on opposing sides, and features 6 rotatable faces?
A Rubik's Cube.
Correct. Boylan, what process developed by a German scientist is used to produce ammonia from hydrogen and nitrogen? That's time. That's the Haber process, or the Haber-Bosch process. Christian Life. What brass instrument, whose performers often place their hand in the bell while playing, is highly coiled and is often called French?
The French horn.
Yes. A lot of orchestral people just call that a horn. Boylan. In what country did Mohammed Naguib lead the Free Officers Movement coup that was soon superseded by the autocratic presidency of Gamal Abdel Nasser?
South Africa?
No, sorry, Egypt there. Christian Life. What city was the site of Bloody Sunday, a 1905 massacre of peaceful demonstrators outside the Winter Palace?
London.
No, sorry, St. Petersburg there. We're in Russia. Boylan, what British author, who may have died in a bar fight, praised Helen of Troy as the face that launched 1,000 ships in his play, Dr. Faustus?
Smith?
No, sorry, that's Christopher Marlowe there. And that's the end of the volleyball round. I think we have a lead change here because it's Christian Life 40 and Boylan 30. But let's stop caring about points and play a Bergstrom bonus question right after this.
Under Vince Lombardi, what football team won the first 2 Super Bowls and calls Wisconsin home?
Now it's time for today's Bergstrom bonus question, which is sponsored by GameStar Arcade in Durand. One question on the buzzer, and if you get it right, it's a pizza and ice cream party for you and your team. Serious business. Here we go. Under Vince Lombardi, what football team won the first 2 Super Bowls and calls Wisconsin? Okay, I see you buzzing, Jacob. Go for it. Is correct. So that is, congratulations, a pizza and ice cream party despite the buzzer malfunction. So well done, not just quietly suffering on that. And we'll see you for the lightning round right after this. And welcome back. It is time for today's lightning round. We've got 70 total points on the board right now and 200 more points possibly coming. So things could move fast here. Christian Life, you're going to have your first pick, and your categories are alternating A's, Super Bowl MVPs, or First Ladies.
First Ladies.
Okay. And I need you to name these U.S. First Ladies. To be very clear, last names are enough. Minute on the clock, here we go. Barack Obama's first Secretary of State.
Pass.
Married Greek millionaire Aristotle Onassis after her husband died.
Pass.
Helped save a portrait of George Washington during the War of 1812.
Pass.
Lost her son Willie during the Civil War.
Lincoln.
Yes. Founded a namesake center to help people recover from alcoholism.
Pass.
Chaired the UN Commission on Human Rights.
Pass.
The first to live in the White House.
Pass.
Campaigned to beautify federal highways.
Pass.
Refused to serve alcohol at the White House and was known as Lemonade Lucy.
Pass.
Okay. The most recent First Lady to pass away in 2023.
Pass.
Okay. Barack Obama's first Secretary of State. And that is time. So a tough round there, I think, but you did get 10. Boylan, that means that with 30 seconds, you've got 9 coming your way. You're naming these U.S. First Ladies. Last names are sufficient. Here we go. Barack Obama's first Secretary of State.
Clinton.
Yes. Married Greek millionaire Aristotle Onassis after her husband died.
Pass.
Helped save a portrait of George Washington during the war.
Madison.
Yes. Founded a namesake center to help people recover from alcoholism.
Pass.
Chaired the UN Commission on Human Rights.
Roosevelt.
Yes. The first to live in the White House.
Adams.
Yes. Campaigned to beautify federal highways.
Kennedy.
No. Refused to serve alcohol, and we are out of time there, but you got 4, so nice job on that. Let's figure out the ones that got past all of us. Married Aristotle Onassis after her husband very publicly died. That's Jackie Kennedy there. Then we had the namesake center. That's a Betty Ford Center, Gerald Ford's first lady on the alcoholism treatment. Campaign to beautify federal highways. That's Lady Bird Johnson, Lyndon Johnson's first lady. Lemonade Lucy was Lucy Hayes, as in Rutherford B. And then the one that we barely got to, the most recent first lady to pass away was in 2023, and that was Rosalind Carter. So that is 10 and 40, and we've got another lightning round now with Boylan in control. Boylan, would you like alternating A's or Super Bowl MVPs?
Super Bowl MVPs.
Okay. I need you to name the team for which these NFL players were named Super Bowl MVP. Minute on the clock. Christian Life knowing they can steal anything that gets past you. Here we go. Patrick Mahomes.
Chiefs.
Yes. Joe Montana.
Niners.
Yes. Roger Staubach and Emmitt Smith.
Cowboys.
Yes. Tom Brady in 2021 for his 5th and final MVP.
Bucks.
Prompt?
Buccaneers.
Yes. Peyton Manning?
Broncos.
No. Deion Branch and Julian Edelman?
Patriots.
Yes. Ray Lewis?
Ravens.
Yes. Cooper Kupp?
Rams.
Yes. Nick Foles?
Eagles.
Yes. Bart Starr, the first winner?
Packers.
Yes. And you've taken shots at everything, but nice job there. Which means the one that you've left behind, Christian Life, with 30 seconds, should you need it, to name the team for which this NFL player, I guess singular, was named Super Bowl MVP. Peyton Manning.
The Dolphins?
No, sorry. Indianapolis Colts for Peyton before he went to Denver. But 90 points on a lightning round is very impressive, Boylan. So well done, but we've still got a lot of points left to play because every single right answer in this final round is going to be 20 points just on its own. So we'll see you for that in a moment. Welcome back. It is time for today's final challenge, which is brought to you by Rockford University. It's going to be just like that first round again, except the questions are a little harder and they're worth twice as much. On the buzzer, good luck both teams, here we go. In probability theory, the normal distribution is sometimes named after what German mathematician? That's Kylie.
Bell?
No, sorry. Crystal.
Johann.
No, Johann is his first name technically, but Gauss. Johann Carl Friedrich Gauss. What river, which forms from the Lualaba River at Boyoma Falls, separates Brazzaville and Kinshasa, the capitals of two namesake African countries? Time. That's the Congo River. It's the Democratic and non-Republic of Congo. What sandstone formation in Australia's Northern Territory lies east of Katachuta and is sacred to the Aboriginal people? That's Sam.
Uluru?
That's right. Or Ayers Rock would be the old name. Michael Collins stayed in the command module during what mission featuring the Eagle spacecraft during which Neil Armstrong landed on the moon? Jacob.
The Apollo 11 mission?
Yes. What 1976 novel, subtitled The Saga of an American Family, depicts an 18th century slave named Kunta Kinte? Time. Also a mini-series, but a bit before your time, that's Roots. What psychologist wrote the utopian novel Walden 2 and studied reinforcement and operant conditioning as a behaviorist using his namesake box?
Skinner?
Kylie? Well done, yes, B.F. Skinner. In what effect does an electron get ejected from the surface of a metal after the metal is hit by incident light of sufficient frequency? Crystal?
Reflection.
No, sorry. Time. Tough one there. That's called the photoelectric effect. What country, whose first post-war president was Karl Renner, was governed by the Fatherland Front until Germany annexed it during the Anschluss? Jacob.
Austria?
Correct. What artist of the Spanish Renaissance painted the burial of the Count of Orgaz? Jacob?
El Greco?
Correct. What poet described one clear call in Crossing the Bar and depicted the title group entering the Valley of Death in The Charge of the Light Brigade? That's Crystal.
Austin.
No, sorry. And I was done with the question. That's time. It's Alfred Lord Tennyson. What privateer captained the Golden Hind during a 1577 to 1580 circumnavigation of the globe? Time. That's Sir Francis Drake there. And that is the round. So 240 for Boylan and the win, 70 for Christian Life. We had a good game there, especially at the end. I think both teams kind of heating up as the game went on. And now we have some history between these teams, because it's kind of insane to me that you've never played before, but now you have, and maybe you will again next year. Boylan, we'll see you next round. Christian Life, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. See you next week.